We will now introduce Sanjana's guru, Dr. Ganesh Devarajan and Srimati Uma Ganeshan. Not a stranger to us, but Sri Ganesh Devarajan hails from a South Indian musical family. He has been teaching Mridangam in the DFW Metroplex for 33 years. Ganesh Mama is the founder of Sangeethalayam School of Mridangam and Kannakol. He is a regular performer in the DFW Metroplex, accompanying local and international artists. All this has been possible for Ganesh Mama because of his three excellent gurus. Thiruvananthapuram Sri Krishna Iyengar, Madurai Sri Venkatakrishnan, and Bangalore Sri Keshavan. He continues to receive guidance from Sri K.R. Ganesh of Chennai and Sri Palladam Ravi in Madurai. Ganesh Mama gets excellent support from his wife, Uma Mami, and their daughter, Sangeeta, for pursuing his musical interests. Sanjana's father, Kumar Uncle, has had the privilege of also being Ganesh Mama's student for 10 years and had some insights to share. In his words, besides being an accomplished concert player, he is also a gifted teacher who connects deeply with his students. His genuine warmth, kindness, and humility create a learning environment that is both enjoyable and inspiring, encouraging students to ask questions and freely share their own ideas. In his advanced classes, he draws on his extensive background as researcher and PhD to explore the concepts and mathematics behind innovative percussion techniques. He is a wonderful role model for us all. Now, I've found that what sets Mama apart as a musician is his empathy as an accompanist. With a sound Carnatic music background, combined with an in-depth knowledge of Mridangam and his generosity, Ganesh Mama is able to teach nuances that are required to be a successful accompanist for vocalists and dance performers. His students also benefit immensely from his interdisciplinary and collaborative approach to the art. In addition to teaching theory in class, Amay and I used to also learn and create spaces for practical applications. Mama would invite local music teacher students to classes for his students to accompany. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ganesh Devarajan. Uma Ganeshan, or Uma Mami, as I call her, learned Hindustani and Carnatic vocal music as a child. Since her marriage, she has taken a keen interest in Carnatic music. Uma Mami has participated in many group Carnatic music programs led by our senior-most artist, Srimati Lalita Sheshadri Mami. Uma Mami is also a beautiful bhajan singer with range and bhavam that bring us to tears. Above all, Mama, Mami, and Sangeeta envelop you with their unconditional love and over and beyond service. They truly make you a part of their family, and Sanjana is blessed to have them in her lives. Over to you, Dr. Ganesh Devarajan and Srimati Uma Ganeshan.
Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. At the very outset, I would like to acknowledge my parents, especially my father, late Sri Devaraja Iyer, and all my gurus, who are the reasons I am able to learn and teach Mridangam today. My humble namaskarams and heartfelt thanks to them. My brother, Dr. Venkat Devarajan, and my manni, Prema, have been super encouraging of my efforts in Mridangam in this country, and I thank them. I remember before I arrived on 25th of August 1991, my brother already had a concert set up for me before even I came to this country. So that tells how encouraging he is. Now, it's not about me today, obviously. It is Sanjana. What an excellent performance on your Arangetam stage today, Sanjana. Sanjana, you made me, Uma auntie, your family very, very proud today. Sanjana is my first girl student who has formally done a Mridangam Arangetam right now. Yay! Sanjana was a 7-year-old child when she joined me in my Mridangam class. By the way, Kumar is also my student. Started his classes almost a year before Sanjana became my student. In fact, it is Kumar's practice at home that triggered Sanjana to learn Mridangam. Even as a child, Sanjana had good focus, as you saw today, how focused she was. She's still a child to me, though. She always did her homework and was the first one to demonstrate her lessons in the class. Years passed. After learning some advanced lessons, Kumar and I discussed, and we thought we will try her out on small stage performances. We in Dallas are lucky to get lots of opportunities to accompany vocalists from quite a few music schools. Sanjana did accompany the students of Savita, Shanti Mahadevan, Sharada Karthik, Sita Chandrasekhar, to name a few, and I think all of them are here in the audience. I vividly remember a conversation between Savita and myself some 6 years ago. Savita called me to find out if any of my students were available for accompanying her students for the Surabhi Music School's annual program. I asked around and Sanjana was available, but I thought she was not at the level of accompanying for big kritis. I conveyed the same to Savita, but Savita responded saying she is fine with Sanjana taking up complicated songs, and even gave her a Pancharatnam to accompany on stage. I was, and I am still so grateful to Savita for giving such opportunities. I did go for this annual day, and Sanjana played quite well in front of a decent audience in an auditorium setup, and both her grandparents were there that day. Sanjana gained great confidence, particularly after this particular exposure, and accompanied regularly for other small programs. I was encouraged by the report I received from my fellow music teachers. This is when I had informed Kumar that Sanjana can be molded as a very good accompanist, and if they were interested, we can do her Mridangam Arangetam. The Kumars were excited about this possibility. COVID hit us, and we were all homebound. So nothing happened for the next 1.5, 2 years, and before you knew, Sanjana was in 11th grade, and you know how much pressure it is in 11th grade. And then her dance Arangetam came, and she was always, whatever she takes up very sincerely, so I let that go. And then I thought actually I forgot about the whole thing. In the last weekend of last December, Kumar sent me a note that Sanjana got into Barnard College, New York, to join her sister Anushka. A gleaming Sanjana came home the same weekend and told me, "Uncle, now that my college admission is secured, I want to do my Mridangam Arangetam." Preparation for this Arangetam started in January 2024. Rest is history, and today you saw the result. If Sanjana puts her mind and commits, then you have no management to do. She is self-driven. All I had to do was guide her, give her the lesson plan, and she was ready with the execution the next time we met. Teaching her must be a pleasurable experience for any teacher. It certainly was for me. Sanjana got lucky that my present mentor, go-to person, Sri K.R. Ganesh, Sri Kumbakonam Rajapa's son, visited us recently, and I was able to arrange a Mridangam workshop, and Sanjana benefited from it. It was quite timely. I must appreciate and recognize Amay Bellari for overseeing Sanjana's progress in practice. While I was in India during April this year, Amay did a lovely job in preparing Sanjana for this Arangetam. In fact, the final Korve in the Sabme in Kamboji piece was coined by Amay during one of our practice sessions. A shout out to Sanjana's classmates, namely Vikram Paresh, Vikram Srivats, Seshadri Kumar, his father, Akshay, for the constant encouragement given to Sanjana. This Arangetam could not have been possible without Savita, Shalini, and Sankaran's selfless efforts and magnanimity. This team kept Sanjana very comfortable with words of encouragement as well as timely guidance. Savita's lead role is commendable, and the enormous amount of time she invested in this Arangetam is priceless. By the way, the RTP composition was put together by Savita. She also thoughtfully picked all the songs for this Arangetam, so there could be a display of Mridangam in every, different aspects of Mridangam in every song. Needless to say how wonderful this concert was, Savita. I and Savita go a very, very long way. We have, in fact, I've accompanied her back in Wichita. It feels like decades ago. But it is actually. Yeah. And ever since, there was this chemistry, and whenever I wanted help, she was always there to help me. And I've also accompanied several of her concerts and many of her students' concerts. Shalini, I've seen her as a little Shalini, a child Shalini. Man, the way her fingers move. If you close your eyes and listen, you can't tell if she's changing strings, changing from, the bottommost to the other side. It's amazing how good she is, and I was just watching her fingers move so, nimbly throughout. Amazing, Shalini. You made, the amount of progress I made is right in front of our eyes is so encouraging to all the youngsters. Definitely you are a role model. Shankaran, my buddy from Madurai actually, but I didn't know when we were in Madurai. Is very knowledgeable. He's like abundance of knowledge is all I can tell. And we have lots of conversation on talam, laya, and all the mridangam aspects. Even yesterday he called me and he said, I have an idea, but let's talk after the Arangetam. Even yesterday he did that. So this is how it goes. Once again, it's a fantastic concert, Shalini, Savita, Shalini, and Shankaran. I cannot thank you enough.
Hi, everybody. I'm not a technically or a mridangam knowledgeable person to comment on how well Sanjana did, but it sounded really good. The thing that I noticed about Sanjana is that a few years ago, she used to come to class, but I could always tell the difference when Ganesh played or Amay played or any other person played in the class. I don't go into the class, but I'm always listening because I'm in the kitchen. And so, lately, after maybe about 6 months or so, one of these days when the class was going on, she was playing, and I couldn't tell the difference if it was Amay or Sanjana, and I had to go peek into the class to make sure, and it was Sanjana. It gives us immense pleasure and pride to see you evolve as a mridangist with such clarity. Her clarity has improved by leaps and bounds. That's what I noticed. And of course, her confidence in the way she plays. And of course, after Sri K.R. Ganesh came and conducted the workshop, I could see the enthusiasm in her to play with confidence, and the aritham that we say that she has been showcasing throughout the concert is commendable. Great work, Sanjana. We are very, very proud of you. And we wish you a very bright future in your academics as well as your music. So keep up the music.
Many children took time to come and sing in our class to provide accompaniment practice for my students. Some of them are not here. Shreya Ashok, Nikhil Ratnam, Yashasvi, Srinidhi Narla, Shalini, she has come and helped us in the class, and Rupasri. Especially Rupasri has come in very short notices, and I really appreciate and thank all the singers for doing this with enthusiasm. It is hard to find a high-achieving yet very humble, fun-loving, always smiling, friendly family like the Kumars. It is incredibly easy to work with each one of them. During the past 6 months or so, we got very close and they became a part of our family. And for the wonderful emceeing, my special thanks to Anushka and Aishwarya, Raveen. Venkatraman specifically, or I think Vijayasri specifically said that their pronunciation was very clear, and then they made sure that they talked to every musician here to understand how their names are pronounced and how the songs are pronounced. He actually came to our house to work through this. We spent about an hour or so. Aishu is my first girl Mridangam student also, who has performed on stages. She flew from New York just for this occasion, and I really appreciate her support. Arangetam is a test for the teacher as much as for the student. Based on the audience response, I can tell that the student passed. And we will leave it there. Now, Sangeethalayam School of Mridangam and Konnakol would like to congratulate Sanjana Kumar for successfully completing her Mridangam Arangetam.
It would be remiss of me if I forget to mention that during the course of this whole Arangetram, the Kumar family has been extremely hospitable to each one of us. Each practice session, we were fed amply and in abundance by the Kumars. And of course, Savitha, as usual, had always opened her house and her home to each one of us. So the whole experience has been a very pleasurable one, and we are extremely grateful for that. Thank you.
Sangeethalayam School of Mridangam and Konnakol also recognizes Amay Bellari for being such a core part of this school and teaching all my students. Whenever I am not available, he's the one who is just taking it over. It's almost like he's the second teacher of the school. We would like to recognize him. Amay, please come on stage. The plaque says, Sangeethalayam School of Mridangam and Konnakol recognizes Amay Bellari for his dedication and support to Sangeethalayam.
Sanjana would now like to felicitate the artists for the evening. First, our vocalist, Srimati Dr. Savitha Namuduri. Next, we will have our violinist, Kumari Shalini Namuduri. Next, Sri Shankar Krishna Swami on the Kanjira. And finally, Kumari Pujita Komera on the Tampura. Now we request Srimati Savitha Namuduri to say a few words about her experiences working with Sanjana.
Hello, everyone. I know I'm between you and dinner, so I'll keep it short. I didn't have a speech prepared, even though Ganesh told me I was focused on singing part, not on the talking part. But I just want to share a few experiences with Sanjana. As Ganesh mentioned, she played for my school program 6-7 years ago, probably, and she was the only mridangist. So the whole school program, like maybe 3 hours or so, she was the only one who accompanied on the mridangam for the whole program. As part of that rehearsals and preparation is when I got to know Sanjana, and I agree with Ganesh that there's a lot of commitment and sincerity in what she brings to the table. That's as a teacher, as a mother, as a musician myself, I really, really appreciate that. I'm happy to see that she has kind of grown by leaps and bounds over these years, not only learning mridangam but other things too. And when Ganesh asked me to sing for this Arangetram and we were putting together the program, I know that the items that we picked are not easy. They are rare items. The reason we picked them is because they have scope for showing off mridangam skills. For instance, in the first item, in the Swarajati, you have a Chollukattu, you have a Sahityam. So it just brings out the lyrical and mridangam aspects, like the mathematical aspects of it, to showcase the mridangam. And these are not popular ones. I could have sung Mate and we would have achieved the same purpose. But I wanted to try something new, and she was very much game for it. She picked up, and as Sri Venkatraman mentioned in his note, she actually learned the Varnam, learned the Swarajati, and that's why she was able to kind of play verbatim everything on the mridangam. So I really appreciate her rising up to that occasion and learning everything thoroughly, and playing very well today. And the other challenge that I threw at her was the Pallavi. Initially, we did not have RTP in the plan. I was going to sing Purvi Kalyani Meenakshi Memudam. In a passing comment, I asked Ganesh, is there no Pallavi? So maybe they conferred, and finally we decided to swap out Meenakshi with the Pallavi in the same ragam. But I think this has kind of given a little bit more credibility to your Arangetram, is how I would put it. I always make my students sing an RTP. When they go for Arangetram, once you deconstruct it, it's not that hard. It just sounds and feels very nebulous, but once you deconstruct it, put your mind to it, and understand it. It's a very enjoyable and easy process. Pujita here, my student, has done her Arangetram 2 years ago. She can attest to it. Every student that does Arangetram, I have them do one RTP. It can be a simple one, but going through the experience, understanding the math, being able to execute it, you saw how beautifully she played the Trikalam. She accompanied me, Shalini, and she played by herself in the Taniyavartanam, the Trikalam, the Trishram, and everything. So it just a little bit, one extra step of challenge, and I was very, very happy that Sanjana was able to take on that challenge and execute it really well today. And kudos to Ganesh. As Ganesh mentioned, we have known each other for over 2 decades now. Like he said, the chemistry has always been there. We are just very accommodative of each other too. And I should thank Kumar and Kalyani for honoring my requests and having most of the rehearsals at my house. They were fabulous in bringing food and Niravadika supply of tea. So very, very thankful to Sanjana and Kumar and Kalyani for taking care of us and being very gracious hosts today as well. And I wish Sanjana and the family all the best in the future, and to Ganesh, many more Arangetrams to come. And I would be remiss if I don't mention Ame. He was an excellent mentor to Sanjana. I have seen it firsthand. Good job. It's like an ideal senior student. This is what gurus expect from senior students, that they would come in and pitch in and help and share their experiences too. It's not for nothing. So thank you, Ame. We really enjoyed the wonderful rehearsals. Today's program was very good. There was a lot of chemistry on stage. Shankaran sir is also a good friend of mine. Ganesh and Shankaran sir have played for most of my students' Arangetrams. So I'm very thankful to be in your presence today and for the opportunity to perform with youngsters today. Thank you.
Finally, the star of the evening, Sanjana Kumar.
Hi, guys. Thanks, Raj Uncle. Wow, that was cool. I don't think that I really thought that much about doing a Mridangam Arangetram after COVID until the past few months when practices have really ramped up, and I've been practicing like pretty much every day for hours. And I think my sister and Ganesh Uncle, wait, I already said that. My sister and Ganesh Uncle have already talked about this. But my dad relearning the instrument when he came to the US really served as a start to me actually learning this as well. I loved picking his brain whenever he came home from class for what he learned, or how to play, or how to sit, or the proper techniques. And after getting constantly tired with dealing with my constant yap, he finally just told me to just go learn from Ganesh Uncle, and that's how my journey with him started. I just want to thank a few people for really impacting my journey in Mridangam. First, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to perform on this stage and not mess up that badly. Next, I want to thank Ganesh Uncle for always believing in me and continuously pushing me for the past, 10 to 11 years. I've never walked out of any class thinking I haven't learned how to either say or play something new, and I've loved every class I've been in, including all the private lessons that he sat through. I know throughout all the rehearsals, I've definitely messed up a lot, but thank you for always staying with me and always encouraging me to continue persevering. I also just want to thank Uma Auntie for always being a constant support, whether I go to Ganesh Uncle's class or even just texting me after a performance or a rehearsal, being like, you're doing great, don't worry about it. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Okay. Next, I want to thank my parents. First, my dad. My dad has been my strongest supporter for Mridangam since the beginning. He's come with me to almost every class. Oh yes, clap. He's come with me to almost every class and used to sit and actually take notes for me. Not that I could actually read his handwriting, but it's the thought that counts. Um, while I used to learn the fundamentals from Uncle, him and I would sit together at the end of the week to go over all the new lessons that we've learned, and it would be super, super fun. So thanks for always being there. Next, my mom. My mom would always bring me back to the reality of working hard and persevering. She always knew when I was upset about what I played and always tried to give me a pep talk on the way home or insist on working through tough times. I know I haven't been the easiest to work with, but thanks for always being there. And also thank you for the constant supply of chai and food at rehearsals. Next, my sister. I know I'll talk about her later, but let me just tell you that she's the person who has dealt with all my rants and frustrations. If I wanted advice, she gave it, and if I wanted silence, she just left the room. You're the best, Akka. I'm glad this is recording because you're never gonna catch me saying this again. But I know you're going to love being stuck with me for at least the next 2 years in New York, so thanks. And finally, the most important, Luna, my dog, by the way. Thank you for dealing with the noise of the mridangam while I played in the family room because I know that noise was not easy for you. And thank you for always trying to cheer me up by pawing me when I got frustrated. You're the best. Thank you to all the musicians here, Savitha Auntie, Shankar and Uncle, Shalini, and Pujita for kindly agreeing to be here on stage with me. It was really fun to work with all of you guys in rehearsals and today, so thanks. Yay. I know Ganesh Uncle already thanked Ame, but I want to thank him, who's basically my mentor, who I've forced to sit in several rehearsals. Whether Uncle was there or Uncle wasn't there, I forced him to come, and I've asked to come to my house for several lessons because I was just so lost in what to do. I've definitely bombarded him way too much, over text as well. You've been extremely patient with literally anything and everything that I've asked, so thank you so much. Thanks to my dance teacher, Mother Shri Auntie, who's right there. Haha. You started training me in Sulakatte a few years ago during class when Auntie would just make me say random jatis there with the talam and calculate random maths to go with it. And Auntie's also been one of the strongest pushers for me to do a mridangam arangacham for ages. And yeah, you're right there. So thanks, Auntie. Thank you to all my mridangam class buddies, Sheshadri Uncle, Appa, Akshay, Vikram Uncle, and Vikram for always making class super fun and a place to learn something new every week. Thank you to all my friends. I saw some of my dance friends over here, and then all my school friends are up there, and then, I don't know, everyone else who have stood by me if I had to miss a hangout or a party, even if you did make fun of the curfew that I've had for the past month. Thank you to all the family that has flown from out of town. I don't want to name everyone because I know I'm going to forget at least one person, but it really means something to have you guys here. And thank you to my Lalita Pati and Ramani Tata especially, because Lalita Pati has sat through every single time I have practiced every day from 3 to 5 p.m. She is there in the living room with me, and it just means so much to have someone who's always there. And Tata, I remember, got really mad when he wasn't there to watch one of the rehearsal videos that we had put on. He walked in, he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that this was going on?" And then started to listen to all the music going on as well, so thanks, guys. I want to thank the MCs, Akka and Aishu, for speaking about me and doing such a wonderful and amazing job introducing everything and doing the research into the songs and significance of the Sulakatte. No. Oh, I'm going to... Oh, I'm almost done, sorry. Thank you guys for coming here on a weekday. Oh yeah, I have pictures outside after this, and it'll be done really quickly. Or like, the speeches will be done really quickly, so please make sure to get a picture with me afterwards. Thanks, guys.
There's a book that got released, A Practical Guide to South Indian Rhythm Through Konakol by Mannar Koil Sri Balaji. So a copy just arrived today, and I will be handing it over to Sanjana. Right? So just wanted to, and that Sulakatte, that Konakol that she did, that is a very difficult one. And initially I was going to play something else, but I tried to cobble together something to reply today in the last few days, right? So it was definitely a learning experience for me too. Great job, Sanjana. Thank you.
All right. So with all that, I am not going to keep you guys longer. It's just a couple of few friends that we wanted to thank. Our very good friend Paddu Srinivasan, who is our videographer, Prasad, our photographer, Neeraj, who has been there. I don't know if he's still there on the audio room. Neeraj and Subra for fine-tuning the audio, and the Plano Courtyard Theatre staff, Danny, Sean, Kyle, for all their help in setting up. And of course, for our wonderful audience, for sharing your evening with us. We know it's a working day, but thank you so much for supporting Sanjana, and wish you all a very happy 4th. Thank you.